Well, hello, friends. I am Dr. Emlah, and this is Intentional Living with Emlah. Today, I am honored to have our pharmacy manager, Dr. Roni D'Agostino, with us again.
Good morning.
Good morning. I love that gentle, calm smile. Today, we're very excited because we're announcing the service that is at the core dream of Powell Pharmacy. This is what Powell Pharmacy has been working towards for the past 6 years. You know, every time we talk about health, somebody says our healthcare system is not designed towards preventive medicine.
Yep.
Can you tell me how many times you've heard that, Roni?
I mean, probably at least once a day. And I've seen that in my own life. My daughter has some allergies, and getting an EpiPen covered by insurance isn't easy. And I'm sure there's a lot of listeners who've experienced that as well.
Yes.
Just things that are life-saving or will prevent chronic diseases are not necessarily covered by your insurance or even really looked at, especially in the U.S. So that's why we created this amazing new service. And what inspired you to create this?
I'm so excited, and we have this very big announcement. I can't hold it. I'm trying to drum roll, please. We are excited to announce Journeys. And Journeys is our testing platform. It's powered by FullScript. And because every cell in your body is constantly talking to you.
Yeah.
But the question is, do we listen?
Yeah.
Do we listen when the cell is whispering to us, when our body is whispering to us? And to me, that is preventive medicine. Or we wait and ignore our body until our body starts yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, treatment time.
Right.
So tell me about Journeys. Like, tell us what
Yeah.
Journeys is.
So I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'll start with how we created this. So
Yes.
You and I sat down and we looked at
Yes.
hundreds and hundreds of different biomarkers. So biomarkers are different things in your body, whether it's vitamins, cholesterol, and we hand tailored and made these different panels or these different labs that we're recommending to people, again, to kick off their preventative medicine journey.
Yes.
One of the things that I think I mentioned this last time in the podcast that I'm super passionate about is aging
Yes.
in older adults. But one of the things I've reflected on since I turned 30 this year, which is kind of crazy, is that healthy aging starts right now.
It does.
It starts way before we start thinking about being older.
I know.
So we really designed these panels to tell people where they're at and what they can do to start aging healthy
I love
and
that.
taking care of themselves.
I love that because we don't want to wait.
Yeah.
We don't want to wait until you turn 65 and say, oh, Ronnie, let's do your bone density scan now. And then, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you have osteoporosis.
Right.
What happened when you were 30?
Yeah.
That's when we could have been taking care of you
Yes.
to prevent osteoporosis at that point. So Journeys, you've heard a bunch of other lab tests, around. You've heard the ads everywhere for like lab tests, left and right. And you have to pay like $500 to test every year.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing with Journeys is that your preventive health journey is different from mine.
Right.
And all of us don't have to pay $500
Yeah.
to do your journey because there are different levels. We created 3 different levels. So walk me through these levels.
Yeah. So the baseline level is our core wellness level.
Yes.
And that is, to me, something that I would recommend. I have people who walk in the pharmacy all the time and are like, I just want to be healthy. I just want to take a multivitamin. And then I start asking more questions about why do you want to take a multivitamin? Are you
Yes.
tired? Do you feel a lack of energy? Are you having issues with your skin? There's lots of different things. When I ask questions, I start pulling more information and thinking there might be a nutrient deficiency. There might be something going on that instead of just taking a multivitamin that has like a little bit of everything in it, maybe we need to replenish something they're actually deficient in. So that would be this core wellness. Again, it's a great foundation for overall health to kind of see where you're at. And then we can be a little bit more targeted about the supplements that we're taking. the medications that we're taking, the activities that we're doing every day, the food that we're eating. So this isn't just about medicine, supplements. Again, this is about whole health. So for me, that's where that core wellness panel is a great foundation. Again, for like our relatively quote unquote healthy people, maybe people who don't have a family history of cardiovascular disease, because our second panel
covers that.
Yeah.
If I get you, so the core wellness panel is a basic foundational panel for what supplements do I take?
Yeah.
So if I were to meet you and say, Roni, what supplements should I be taking? Do this wellness panel. It will test all your basic lipids and nutrient deficiencies, and then you can be able to recommend the supplements that I should be taking on a daily basis.
Yep.
And how much does this cost?
That one is $199.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
I am just excited. Like, my favorite part is announcing the price for $200, under $200. You're able to get this valuable insight into your body.
And it's 66 different biomarkers.
66 different tests.
Yeah.
66 different biomarkers, testing all these things in your body. Yeah. And you now know this information. And with that, now you're able to tell me what supplements I should be taking.
Yep.
How amazing. So the next question is, why should I do the Journeys Wellness Foundation when I could go to my doctor and I go to my doctor every year and do my annual physical? Why?
Yeah. That's a great question, and a question I get.
Is it covered by
often.
insurance?
So it is not covered by insurance. However, you can use your health spendings account. But one of the biggest things that sets Journeys apart from your standard annual visit is there's a lot more that we're testing for.
Yes.
So your doctors just have a set of labs that is standard that they run once a year.
Yes.
But there's so much more to health beyond just those standard labs that we're getting drawn. So again, that's why we designed and we pulled out the exact tests, the exact biomarkers that we want.
Yes.
That should be tested at least annually. So that's what sets this apart from that annual visit that you're getting.
I love that. I'm going to highlight one thing in that first panel, the 199 panel. Every time I talk, I say inflammation is the root of all evil when it comes to chronic disease. And a lot of people do not know that there is a biomarker which tells us how much inflammation you have. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So I honestly didn't know this before we started this journey. But there's a biomarker in your body called high sensitivity C-reactive protein, or they abbreviate it CRP.
Yes.
And that's literally a marker of inflammation in your body.
Thank you.
Which is crazy that you can measure that.
Yes. A lot of people do not know that you can measure inflammation, because I bet you a lot of people are listening to us now going, oh, I'm sure I have inflammation. I don't want to be guessing that you have inflammation. Let's put a number to that and then take actions.
And there's different levels. So there's different levels of how quote unquote inflamed you can be. And for somebody who has a higher level, we made it more intervention compared to somebody who's still elevated, but not
and you know exactly what supplements and what lifestyle changes to recommend for that. You know, and don't get me wrong, C-reactive protein is not the only biomarker of inflammation, but that's number one. If that is elevated, you definitely do have some chronic inflammation going on. And this is tested within that 199 journey, the first journey. So tell me about the second option for journey. So if I don't want to do the foundational health one, the 199 one, I wanted something a little bit more advanced. Where do I go? What's my next step?
Next step is the Advanced Heart and Metabolic Panel.
Tell me.
And this one might be my favorite panel.
Tell us why.
This one tests for some advanced cardiovascular markers. So again, you were talking about you go to your doctor once a year.
Yes.
And you get a cholesterol panel, right?
I do, yeah.
But there is so much more to cholesterol than your total cholesterol, your LDL bad cholesterol, your triglycerides, and your good cholesterol. So this Advanced Heart and Metabolic Panel measures for your ApoB and your Lp(a), which are things that some of these listeners have probably never even heard about before.
A lot of people do not know what an Lp(a) is, but this is measured in the second panel. So test option 2, how much does that cost?
$339.
$339. So for $339, advanced metabolic and cardiovascular health.
And this panel does 111 biomarkers.
Oh my goodness.
So we're
111 biomarkers for $339.
Yeah.
So one of the special things there that is not done at your annual checkup with your GP is the ApoB and the Lp(a). That's very exciting that we get this insight, but people say, you know what, I go to the doctor every year, I do my wellness and I get my lipids done. What are you talking about cardiovascular health? And I was talking with Dr. Patel the other day, we said in the previous episode, cardiovascular disease kills more people than all the cancers put together.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? So if we're going to put our effort in preventive medicine somewhere, we need to focus on cardiovascular disease.
For sure.
We need to focus on heart health. There's also something which is related to omegas that is in this second journeys option, and it makes my heart tickle so much. Tell us about the omega ratios.
One of the unique tests in this advanced heart and metabolic panel is the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio.
Yes.
So a lot of people probably know of omega-3, but I feel like we don't often hear about omega-6.
Yes. Break it down and tell us omega-3, omega-6.
Yes. Omega-6s are the fats that come from processed food.
Yeah.
So a lot of the food that we have sitting in our pantries that's ultra processed, from some seed oils, oils that aren't the greatest option to be cooking with. And then omega-3s are those good healthy fats that we get from fish, nuts, legumes, things like that.
Lovely.
So there's this ratio, there's a balance. So we need omega-6s and we need omega-3s. But the way that we eat in the US, that ratio is typically 20-1. So we're getting 20 parts omega-6s to 1 part omega-3. Now there's some discussion of what the right ratio is, and it's somewhere between 4 parts to 10 parts omega-6 to 1 part omega-3. So we're almost doubling what that ratio should look like. And we might not even know it because those omega-6s hide in places that we might not even
hold
realize.
on, Roni. This is why we call our diet in America the SAD diet. The standard American diet is basically the SAD diet because our omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is messed up.
It is.
Literally double.
Yeah.
And this drives inflammation.
For sure. Yep.
And this drives cardiovascular disease. This drives all the chronic diseases. So if we were to adjust how we eat, because in an ideal world, we will be eating nutrient-dense food every day, eating plant-based, as much as possible, a balanced diet, and having as much omega-3s to offset that ratio. But we're not eating like that every day.
We're not.
No matter how well-intentioned we are.
Yeah.
So, but how many people have gone to their physician and had their omega-6 and omega-3 ratio measured?
I don't think anyone. I don't know if it's even available for doctors to order. I'm sure it is, but I've never seen
It's not
that
part
lab.
of our standard guidelines.
I've
It's not
never
part of
seen
our
it
treatment guidelines. So it's not part of the lipid guidelines.
Yeah.
Doctors typically don't measure that.
Yeah.
So, but it's important that we bring this awareness. Again, this is not replacing treatment.
No.
This is just listening to your body while it whispers to you, so your body doesn't have to yell.
Yeah. I love that.
So it's just I'm just so excited, and I just want everybody to know, so I can turn around to my friends and be like, "What's your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio?" And then they spit it right out to me, and then what are we doing about it? We're taking more omega-3s, so that way we can offset that ratio that's coming from a standard American diet.
Yeah.
So these tests is included in the Journeys option 2,
Yep.
which is I can't even stress the importance of.
Yeah. And then you talked about that ApoB and that LP
LP little a.
And we should do a whole podcast episode on those. But
Yes, we will.
those are markers, again, that LP little a is a genetic risk factor. So there's, unfortunately, from a lifestyle standpoint, there's nothing that you can do about those. And they significantly increase your risk of cardiovascular disease. However, there's supplements that you can take that we've seen. We've measured this in people. We've seen it lower their LP little a.
Significantly, yeah.
So great panel. I love the advanced heart and metabolic panel.
So in the ideal Emlah and Roni world, everybody should do this test.
Yes.
To be
Once
able to
a year,
figure it
probably.
once a year, figure it out, and then you're able to repeat it the next year, see where you're at, and know what lifestyle changes you can make.
Yeah.
I love it. And the third option of Journeys, the most advanced option, I know this is the one that speaks to your heart because you're the aging pharmacist always thinking about longevity.
Yeah.
So tell us about the third option
Okay.
of journeys.
So our third panel
Yes.
is our comprehensive longevity with hormones.
Love that.
And I feel like when I say hormones, people get really excited, and we get
Yes,
really
I
excited
do get
too.
excited
Yes.
when you said that. Tell us more.
I think multiple times a week I have people coming in asking questions about hormones, which I'm like,
I love
yeah.
that we're asking.
it's great that we're asking. And then a lot of people come in and are like, yeah, my doctor said it's probably my hormones. But like, don't you want to know if it's your hormones?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I want to
would wanna
know.
Yeah.
I want to know. So what can I do about it?
Yeah.
How do I proceed?
Yeah. You can do this third panel. So this
All right.
longevity with hormones panel tests for your progesterone, your estrogen, testosterone. So all of those things that could be causing some of the symptoms that many
Yes.
people are experiencing. We can get objective information and then figure out what we need to do to help you.
I
fix
love
those.
that. I
Yeah.
love that. Get data from your body. Listen to your body. Get that data and let that data drive the rationale behind the
Right.
supplement recommendation.
Right. Yeah.
So I love this. I love this. And
Yeah.
a deeper dive into the hormones instead of just sitting and blaming the hormones and sitting and complaining about the hormones. Let's look at those numbers and then we can actually
see.
make objective decisions
Yeah.
to fix that.
Yeah.
But here, in this advanced panel as well, we also have particle sizing.
Yeah.
So that's taking cardiometabolic health to one level up.
Yeah. This is where we're really getting into that longevity piece.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And I get excited talking about cholesterol and particle size for some reason.
I know.
I
It's
don't
so,
know.
yes.
But the way that I look at it, so everybody's probably heard of your LDL, your
Yes.
bad cholesterol.
Yes.
But let's say you have 2 5-gallon buckets, right?
Yes.
And you fill those 5-gallon buckets with softballs, one of them.
Okay.
And think of those softballs as being your LDL.
Okay.
And then you have another 5-gallon bucket and you fill that with golf balls. Those golf balls are also LDL. So your LDL particles can be different sizes. Softball is bigger than a golf ball.
Yes.
So in that golf ball bucket, you're going to have a whole bunch more LDL.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Versus those softballs,
I see.
you're
Yes.
going to have less LDL particles. But when you do a traditional lipid panel, it's going to come back that you have the same amount of LDL. But that isn't really indicative of your risk of cardiovascular disease because those little tiny particles, you have a lot more of them. And then attached to them are other biomarkers like our ApoB that we mentioned earlier that put us at risk for cardiovascular disease. So you want big, fluffy, softball LDL versus those little golf balls. And so getting to see that actual particle size is another factor that can really show us where you're at in your cardiovascular disease risk, which is, again, something that's not drawn on that traditional lipid
No,
panel.
it is not. No,
Yeah.
it is not. I love the way you use the golf ball. I've listened to this story several times, people, but she loves to explain this to be able to just tell us that particle sizing is one step further.
Yeah.
You know, if we're concerned about that cardiovascular disease and of which we should be
Yeah.
concerned about. Everybody, if you do have a heart, you should be concerned about cardiovascular disease.
Whether or not you have a family history, too. Like,
Yes,
family history
yes.
is a huge indicator. Don't get me wrong.
Usually
If you
start
have-
somewhere, though.
Yes. If you have family history, you should know these numbers.
Yes.
And you should get them tested once a year. But if you don't, it's also not a bad thing to have. My father-in-law had a heart attack with no family history whatsoever of any sort of cardiovascular disease. So really, really important to know this information.
So what Roni is saying, guys, is that everybody should go today to the show notes and click Start Your Journeys right here and pick the Advanced Metabolic and Cardiovascular one.
Yep.
Because we want to know what those numbers are so that we can be proactive. We don't want to wait until there's a cardiovascular event and then we discharge you with a statin or discharge you with all the medications and prescriptions. Let's do something to prevent that. Yeah. And the beautiful thing about journeys is that we have lifestyle changes that we can implement when we see those numbers.
And let's be real, the beautiful thing about journeys is you and I are the ones reaching out with our recommendations and our thoughts and going over what all of this information means.
Yes.
And then we'll follow up with you and be your best friend.
So because why we say that is because there are other tests out there in the market which you pay a lot of money to do. And once you do this test, you get a long PDF. 200 pages of over 100 biomarkers.
Yeah.
And you have all these numbers. and you don't know what to do with it. Every day we sit at a pharmacy and people come in, oh, here are my results from this test. And what do I do with it? It's overwhelming.
I've also had so many people be like, that test told me not to eat oatmeal. And I eat oatmeal every day and I'm totally fine. Sometimes it tests for too much.
Yeah. So the beautiful thing about journeys is our ability to interpret your biomarkers and this data and convert it into actionable steps that will help you on your journey to well-being.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is key. The fact that you're able to talk with either Roni or myself after every single journey's test. That's a pinky promise.
Yeah.
I can't even go beyond that. Like, I'm ready to like get off my chair and start jumping right now because I want everybody to know about this preventive medicine. Like we should put in so much effort in preventive medicine.
Yes. Every single person, that should be a priority.
How many things do we spend $200 on or $300 on or $400 on, which we could be investing into our health? And just do that once a year. You keep the results forever. And you're able to repeat it the next year, and we reassess, we have baseline, and see if you're moving in the right direction and make adjustments.
It's amazing. It's an amazing service, amazing opportunity for people to really start taking control of their health and wellness.
Yes, I love it because we talk a lot about it. We're like, oh, the American healthcare system doesn't focus on preventive medicine. Yes, we can talk, but we need to do. And so when you go onto the show notes and click the Start Your Journeys, what happens if you go ahead and click on the show notes?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it'll take you to our Journeys landing page that is powered by Fullscripts.
Yes.
And the first thing you're going to see, you're going to be able to pick those panels. So Emlah and I just spent a long time talking about the difference between each three of them.
Yes.
So the first step is choosing which one is right for you.
Yes.
If you don't know, ask Emlah.
Give us a
or
call.
Give us a call at Powell Pharmacy. We can help you kind of make a choice at which one we would recommend or might be the best option for you. And then from there, you're going to put in your address.
Yeah.
And it's going to show you the closest lab to you.
Yeah.
And you're going to go to that lab. They're going to draw your blood. And then depending on which panel that you have, there might be a urine sample involved as well. So make sure you're drinking your water. And then once those results are in, Emlah and I will interpret them and make all of our recommendations and reach out.
You make it sound so simple.
It really is, though. It's simple to invest in your health. It shouldn't be hard.
It should not be hard. And this is what we have done. We've made it. You do it from your living room. Pull out your phone right now. Go to the show notes, click Journeys, and start your preventive health journey.
Yep.
Rather than complaining, this is our gift of health to ourselves before this year ends. We want to see a baseline, and we walk forward with confidence as we invest in ourselves. So, Roni, for everybody listening to the podcast today, our recommendation is invest in preventive medicine. And remember, we're not saying instead of treatment, focus on preventive medicine. We're integrative pharmacists, and our goal is in addition to, not instead of. So focus on preventive medicine and click in the show notes, Start My Journey today, and share with people. So can you walk us through just a basic high-level summary of the Journeys platform?
Yes. So again, we have our 3 different levels of testing.
Yeah.
We have our core wellness panel,
Yes.
which tests for 66 biomarkers for $199. Again, this is for our quote-unquote maybe beginner to preventative medicine,
Yes.
or we're just looking for kind of a baseline nutrient testing,
Yes.
again, with those 66 biomarkers. Then we have our advanced heart and metabolic panel. So again, probably my favorite. We're testing for 111 biomarkers for $339. And again, this has those advanced cholesterol markers, some other good things in there. And then our last and definitely our most comprehensive panel is the comprehensive longevity with hormones.
Yeah.
We're testing for 120 biomarkers here for $469.
So this actually gives you the ability to test for more biomarkers than a lot of tests which are out there for a little bit and which are more expensive.
Yes, we were really thoughtful when we decided which tests we were going to put in each of these. There were templates that were shown to us, and we took some things out that maybe weren't necessarily. We added some super important things with the goal in mind that we really wanted to test for things that were going to impact your life and your wellness and your well-being.
Yes.
but also not be like absurdly expensive. So that's why we did 3 different levels. So there's something for everyone.
Love that.
Again, to help you start your journey to feeling good and living well.
Because we want this to be affordable. So we want this to be affordable. You want to share this. If you do love somebody, you want the person to be healthy. And this to me is intentional living. Intentional living, you cannot stack anything if your health is not foundationally stable and optimal.
Yeah.
When your health suffers, everything around you suffers. You're not able to go to work. You're not able to take care of yourself. You're not able to take care of the people around you. Your community suffers. So the first thing you could do to really lead a fulfilled life is to take care of your health optimally.
Yeah.
So that to me is a foundation. We start there. And on the Journeys platform, when you have the test and then you have access to the result, you have interpretation. Roni's going to talk with you about the results and transform that data into actionable steps, intentional initiatives, small steps you can take to make those changes with lifestyle recommendations.
Yeah.
How wonderful is it that you have the power to make these changes?
Yeah.
And we're sitting on it.
Simply clicking a link. That's where you can start.
So you heard Roni, you heard the girl. Click the link in the show notes and start your journey today and share it with a friend. Like the gift of health is the best gift that you could give to somebody that you love. So it doesn't get any better than this. This to me is the definition of intentional living, like listening to your body and taking action. We don't want to listen to our body and be quiet.